All right, so I just got dropped off at skip the road walk, of course, and got dropped off at the trailhead here, just right behind me. That's where I'm going. Got a liter and a half of water, 4 days, 4.5, 5 days food, and it's a nice 31 degrees out. So I don't think I have a climb for a couple miles, but when I do, I'll let you know. And if any of you guys are wondering why I skipped the road walk, A, it was 20 miles long. B, there are some not wild, but like off-leash dogs, and people have almost been bit by them. So, not trying to deal with all that. I've been bit before, it's not very fun. And yeah, it's just too long of a road walk to want to actually do. So I skipped it. Nice little 10-mile warm-up, walking adjacent to or parallel to the road here, but not bad at all. Nice and flat, pretty level ascent. I just gotta say real quick, I know that everybody disses, not everybody, but some people diss on Folgers coffee, and I get where they're coming from, but I don't think they've ever had Folgers coffee while on a backpacking trip at like a hostel or B&B type thing like that. Got coffee this morning. Oh, it's good coffee. It was just so smooth, so yummy. And I even I call it cancer powder, but that powdered creamer, it even tasted good with that. I don't know, it just hits different. So another invasive species is our lovely fern we brought into existence in the 70s, 50s, something like that, to help with erosion from improper farming practices, is kudzu attached to privet. So kudzu, it just kind of blankets everything. So that's probably the number one issue with kudzu, is that it just like kills any sort of access to sunlight that a tree or plant has, which obviously they need to conduct photosynthesis. In addition to that, kudzu can grow up to 3 feet a day, so it's literally a monster. And it kind of has like these underground tubular, I think it's tubular, growing. I don't know what the word is for it, but it kind of grows through like these joints and nodes. So like you can cut a node, and that's how you're supposed to kind of kill it, is cut the node and spray it with herbicide. But the problem with that is that these tubes run underground and can just kind of spread and spread and spread. So you can see every ugly looking vine is just kudzu, just blanketing all that, just blankets. So gotta love our invasive species that we do nothing about, or very little. Popping out this nice view, unfortunately obscured by kudzu. And just to clarify, the people of the Pinhoti didn't do anything wrong. The problem lies within making these plants accessible to purchase at Lowe's, Home Depot, etc. in the first place, or your local nurseries. Guys, what happens is these things have seeds. The seeds travel to different places. There's no competition. There's no predator, natural predator. So what happens? It just runs wild. It thrives in this area because the climate's very similar to where it came from, which is like China and Asia. So yeah, just if you're planting, if you own a home and you want to do some gardening or you want to do some drill work, do not plant freaking invasive species. Know where your plant is coming from, know where it originates, and know what is native. For goodness sakes, people. Not quite sure what's happening down there. They started running towards me. There's two of them. I think he's trying to mate, but her tongue is like sticking out. Very confused. Is she having a baby? They were straight up running towards me, and then I moved to the side, and they were like, "Oh, it's not. That's a human. Let's run down this hill." What is happening? So he's been kind of kicking her and hitting her with his antlers, and she's just staying on the ground. I don't know if he's trying to mate and she doesn't want to. I feel like mating season is in the spring. I don't know, it's really weird. I hope she's okay. See, look at that, he keeps getting her up and she like keeps collapsing. Seems like she went into another pond. So I'm very confused on what I just saw. Those deer, I don't really know where they came from. We're just running up the path, and I moved, and they saw me. So they dipped into the side of the woods, and the male just seemed like he was just trying to get after the doe, but like I thought they were playing, because she immediately like went to the ground, and I was like, and he kept like stomping on her with his hoof and like kind of like elbowing her with his head. Very odd behavior. And then she went to the other pond, or she went to a pond, or like a little pool of water, and she like laid in it. I thought she was like, I don't know, trying to drown herself or something. But she was just sitting in it. So it didn't seem like he wanted to mess with her when she was in the water. And then she got out and they ran around just like they did in that last clip. I didn't catch it very well on camera. And then she plopped in it again, and they were panting, so they must have been running. And then maybe like 5 or so minutes later, 5 to 10 minutes, she got out and they ran around again. Then she went and plopped into another pool of water, but further back. So I don't really know what's happening. I'll have to look that up later and if I have service in time, when I remember. But I wanted to watch that interaction all day. It was really interesting. I just have to make my house today, so one of my least favorite invasives is Nandine. This is calling these people out, but the problem with Nandine is that, well, I know that people plant them because pretty fall berries and the colors of these leaves, but the berries contain a toxic chemical that's poisonous to birds, and it's just not very pretty to me. Like, just plant something native. My goodness. There are plenty of holly bushes that also produce red berries like that, and they're not going to kill birds. Not gonna lie, guys, it smells pretty bad out here. Look at all this privet. Love it. It's make my nose go wild. It's not helpful that there's probably a cow or chicken farm or whatever that is. Oh god, it smells pretty bad. It smells like something's dead also. Quite close by. I think if I had known this was the walk to High Point Trailhead, I probably just would have skipped this section. Kind of sucks. I mean, it's what they could do to get an easement. I appreciate that. Just like gravel. Gravel's just not fun to walk on. It's depressing if you know what you're looking at, which is all invasive species. And then just when you see how people treat the land, like just past the trailer, they're using the trail as a dumping ground pretty much. And then beyond that, there's kind of like a car graveyard. Can't think of the name of that right now, but it's kind of dumpy. It's just rural West Georgia for you, I guess. No hate on you, Georgia. Some people could do better though. This part's nice. There's a lot of river oak on the side of the path. That's what it looks like. Very precious. Currently having a standoff with like 3 dogs, but this one seems most protective. She's trying to run at me. She actually made me loosen up my clamps on my poles because I was hitting them. But I tightened them back up because I have a multi-tool. Can I just pass? So when you're in this situation, so she actually went back behind the gate and I was able to get onto this trail. But when you're in this situation, you got semi-aggressive dogs, you don't want to show a weak point, which is the side or your back. So what I'm doing is I'm facing the dog. I'm just backing out, and every time backing up, and every time she runs at me, I poke the ends of my poles at her, and she's like, oh, that's kind of a weapon. I'm gonna back up, and now she's chill. So I'm far enough away. She was definitely the ringleader of that group, but I guess that was like the 3rd dog encounter so far. Probably the worst one. Not that bad, but still. Here's another one. Invasive Ailanthus. These guys also grow pretty quick. They've got monkey leaf scars. I'm not gonna zoom in anymore, but they do. Actually, I might be able to. There we go. They got like lenticels going down. They're young. And those weird shaped leaf scars. But yeah, they grow really fast. Invasive. They're also pretty hard to kill. Not quite a road walk, but kinda. Finally back in a forest. And this one is the longleaf pine one. Or loblolly. And also longleaf. Oh, that road walking was rough. My hip flexor hurt. My right leg. Missed a turn. Gotta go back to one. Hopefully, nothing too crazy, but gotta be at High Point in a mile. This is nice though. Oh, that road walk. I don't like it. Skip that. Oh, now I'm not even sure if I'm on the Pinhoti anymore. There were 2 double blazes pointing in the direction of this path. Then there was a Pinhoti blaze after that, indicating this was the path to take. But according to far out, I'm not on the trail. Now I don't see any more blazes. Awesome. Hopefully it takes me to the same place. So my hip flexor is super tight. So I am doing a lovely stretch to try to untighten it. I should have stretched more than I did last night, which was hardly anything. Paying for it now. I have about, according to this kiosk, it's 8.4 to Mac White Gap. And then according to Faro, it's 9.6. So probably close to 10 miles. Get to Mac White. When I get up on the ridge, I'll probably evaluate my situation, if it feels better or not. And if I need to, I'll just get picked up at Mac White instead of finishing in Dalton, because my pace has dropped since this has become an issue. Alright, just give you guys an example of what I've eaten today so far. Is grandma's cookies, an RX peanut butter thing. I think there's like close to 200 calories in here. And this is 230. I think that's 180 or 200. Another 210. So it's about 1,000 plus calories. Well, I decided the best thing to do for my hip right now is just take the night off the trail, and maybe it'll feel better by the morning. We'll see how it goes. I'm just waiting to get picked up. It's gonna be a while.